Most people spend their lives looking outward. They chase answers in the stars, in books, in the advice of strangers, in the endless scrolling through other people's lives. And yet, the secret is the opposite. The universe you're searching for out there is already alive in here. Think about it. Your body is made of atoms forged in ancient stars. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you're breathing right now. All of it was born billions of years ago inside collapsing suns. When you look in the mirror, you're not just seeing yourself. You're staring at recycled stardust arranged into a shape that thinks, feels, dreams, and asks questions about its own existence. The universe is not out there. You're walking around carrying it inside you. Here's the thing. The vastness you see when you look at the night sky is not separate from you. Those same physical laws and creative forces that formed galaxies are still running through your mind and body. The reason you can imagine infinity is because a piece of infinity lives inside you. But we forget this. We shrink ourselves down to our jobs, our arguments, our bills, the small roles people assign to us. We live as if we are tiny, powerless, replaceable. We let fear dictate our choices. We let society convince us that our value comes from how we perform, how we look, how well we fit into the system. Yet if you pause for one moment and trace yourself back, you realize you're not small. You're impossibly vast. Look at your thoughts. You have an entire universe of them. No one has ever seen the limits of their own imagination. No telescope can map out the edges of the mind. The places you can travel when you close your eyes and dream are just as real as the galaxies expanding outside. And here's what it means. When you feel stuck, when you feel powerless, when you feel like your life is too small to matter, you're forgetting your true scale. You're forgetting that you're not just in the universe. The universe is in you. Now, does that mean life suddenly gets easy? Of course not. You're still here on this planet, in a fragile body, surrounded by chaos and unpredictability. But when you walk around remembering that you are built from the same materials as stars, your problems stop feeling like a cage and start feeling like a story. The heartbreaks, the failures, the embarrassments, they are not the full truth of who you are. They're small chapters in an epic that began billions of years before you were born and will keep going long after. So the question is, how are you going to live this brief spark of consciousness you've been given? Are you going to shrink yourself down to fear and conformity, or expand into the vastness that you already are? Here's something wild. Every time you breathe, you're inhaling particles that once moved through trees, oceans, animals, even ancient humans long gone. The air you're breathing right now has been on a journey across millennia, which means every breath you take is a reminder. You're not separate from life. You are life. When you understand this, you stop living like a stranger to yourself. You stop trying to fill the emptiness with possessions or status. You stop letting other people's definitions define you. Instead, you start asking, What kind of universe do I want to be inside myself? What energy do I want to carry? What worlds do I want to create? Because here's the truth. The universe inside you isn't passive. It's not just sitting there like decoration. It's constantly shaping your reality through your thoughts, your focus, your actions. Every choice you make, every word you speak, every belief you hold, ripples outward into the fabric of your life. You are not just matter. You are matter creating meaning. Most of us live as if we are waiting for life to start, waiting for a sign, waiting for the right opportunity, the right partner, the right moment when everything will finally make sense. But here's the secret. You already carry the thing you're waiting for. When you realize the universe is inside you, you stop waiting. You stop looking for permission. You start creating. Think about the way a star is born. It begins in darkness, inside a cloud of dust and gas, where no light can be seen. And then pressure builds, and energy gathers, until something new bursts into existence. A star, pouring light into the cosmos. That's you. The pressure, the struggles, the silence you've carried, they are not proof that you're failing. They're the conditions for something new to ignite. But you need to trust it. You need to stop treating your life like it belongs to everyone else. Stop handing over the steering wheel to fear, to judgment, to the expectations of people who don't even understand you. If the universe lives inside you, then who else could possibly have the authority to decide what you're here to do? Here's what most people get wrong. They think meaning is out there waiting to be discovered, like buried treasure. But meaning isn't found. It's made. And you're the one making it. You shape your universe with attention. Focus on what's broken, and you create more cracks. Focus on what's alive, what's beautiful, what's possible. And you create doors where there used to be walls. You don't need the whole world to validate you. You don't need everyone to understand your vision. All you need is to remember that your inner universe is infinite, and infinity doesn't beg for approval. It just expands. So the next time you feel small, do this. Close your eyes and imagine the stars you've seen at night. Then realize your mind is the space they're floating in. Your consciousness is wide enough to hold entire galaxies in a single thought. That is the scale of your being. When you wake up to this, something shifts. You stop obsessing over every failure as if it's permanent. You stop seeing rejection as the end of your story. You stop thinking your worth is tied to numbers, followers, or titles. You understand that you are not an object to be measured. You are a process, a movement, a universe unfolding itself, moment by moment. And here's the most liberating part. Just like the external universe, you are not finished. You're still expanding. which means you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to rush to the perfect answer. You get to evolve, to experiment, to play, to create and recreate yourself endlessly. That's what makes life sacred. Not certainty, not control, but possibility. So live like the universe is inside you. Take risks that scare you. Love with the fullness of someone who knows connection is the most miraculous force in existence. Create things that remind you of your own vastness. Stop wasting your time living as a fragment when you are already the whole. And when the noise of the world gets too loud, when fear whispers that you're not enough, when comparison makes you forget your own light, pause, breathe, remember. You are breathing the same breath that once moved through forests, oceans, stars. Remember, you're not small. You are the space in which everything happens. The universe lives inside you. Don't waste this life pretending otherwise. And maybe that's the real invitation of this life. Not to chase some distant perfection, not to control every outcome, but to wake up to the fact that the infinite isn't out there somewhere in the stars. It's right here, moving through your eyes, your thoughts, your breath. You are the witness. You are the dreamer. You are the canvas and the painter at the same time. So the next time you catch yourself searching for meaning, remember, meaning isn't waiting for you. It's waiting on you. Each moment, you choose how the universe inside you takes shape. Live it in a way that feels true. Live it in a way that feels alive. Because when you do, the entire cosmos stirs with you.